Welcome back again to Scarborough, with Yorkshire very much looking to the captain here to provide a sting in their tail. 176 for 6. Carrick in partnership with Arnie Sidebottom. Bill Carrick's on to 20 now. This is the 36th over. Just be one squeezed away, but Sidebottom grateful for any gap. Well, there haven't been many afternoons for them to sit with the sunglasses on. It's time to improvise now. Although Sidebottom didn't quite do it that time. So testing time for the fielders, never sure exactly how the ball might come within their reach. Wazzy Makram signed to a long-term contract by Lancashire. Any dot ball, as it's known in the trade, a ball that's not scored off, represents success for the bowler. Against Surrey in a very dramatic finish. Oh, and he's broken through again here for Lancashire. So Sidebottom departs with the sort of shot you only see on a Sunday.
Second team, he's made a 90 and 100, and he's back in the first team. I mean, it's not all going to come right at once. You know, young players tend not to have just an upward curve, you know. It's 2 steps forward, and then they falter a bit and go back a step, and then they come forward again. So it's an up and down sort of thing, and I think he'll come again. He's that good a player.
That's good to hear. Mike Watkinson to finish off for Lancashire from the far end. It's the 38th over of the innings. And it's really a toss of the coin here for the bowlers. Sometimes it's a terrible time to bowl. The ball will disappear to all parts off flailing bats, but on the other side of the coin, sometimes you can pick up a couple of cheap wickets. Very friendly. It was a chest-high full toss. In fact, Phil Carrick was trying to make some room, and then the ball followed him. And Carrick got enough on it, possibly even a glove, and it sped away for 4. And after the ball had gone, Carrick delivered a stare at the bowler. This was the chest-high or hip-high full toss, helped away by Carrick. And it wasn't quite a calm-down gesture. Maybe the finger of suspicion was pointed. wide. Again, umpires quick to penalise any straying of direction down the leg side, and that's quite proper. It's been an innings of two halves, really. But it's a super setting, and it makes one look forward to the festival here at the end of the season. Oh dear, there is trouble, and there is a run out. Is he? Well, there should have been a run out, shall we say. Warren Hegg had to get up to the stumps. There was a complete breakdown in communications between the two batsmen. And you could see Fairbrother check, and it wasn't the best throw. And he had to check because there was no one at the stumps. Oh, well, that's no doubt. So, Wasim again bowling straight. Carrick giving himself room. And that's 6. Smashed away to long on. Pulling away Phil Carrick to give himself room, and Watkinson turned in hope that it might be going near a fielder, and it went straight into the crowd, and that's middled as well. And this is a marvellous response to the demands of the last over by Phil Carrick, in keeping with his batting form of the season, a rare shining light for Yorkshire in that respect. And the 200 is up, and there are still 3 balls remaining. Ten off the over so far. Fletcher still to get off the mark. Phil Carrick, 38 not out. So it's a death or glory situation for Stuart Fletcher. It's in the air, but he's found the gap between Jesty, who was square, and Austin down at fine leg. And it's very irritating for Mike Watkinson, but delightful for the Yorkshire fans here. Almost a football crowd atmosphere. So what should be the last ball? And there's no need really to sacrifice, no point, because there was no run on. So Yorkshire, who were put into bat by David Hughes, finish on 208 for 8. Phil Carrick with a tremendous effort at the end, full of one-day wisdom. Some spanking shots, a couple of sixes, and David Hughes, a contemporary, both through long careers together, the two captains, joining in the appreciation, and pleased really, I think, with his team's comeback over the second half of the innings. And put David Bias, the local farmer, who's been in the promising category for Yorkshire for a number of years. He opened with Ashley Metcalf. They put on 83, and really at that point Yorkshire seemed set fair for a score of around 240, which is what they got here in the Sunday League game against Lancashire last season, and lost the game incidentally. But then when Bias was out, Ian Austin chipped in with 3 wickets for Lancashire, and Yorkshire were really pegged back. At one point, 136 for 5, 149 for 6. But then Carrick steered them through some choppy waters at the end to really set up this game of cricket. 3 for 35 for Ian Austin, who didn't know he was playing really until just before the off, when Paul Allott was finally ruled out. Wasim Akram came on first change at a significant time in the game. Bowled quickly off his Sunday League run. Very sharp arm movement, disconcerting the batsman. And he picked up a couple of wickets as well. So with Lancashire needing 209 and 1 or 2 people taking in the sun and enjoying a spot of rest during the tea interval, we'll take a short break and be back with John Helm talking to Geoffrey Boycott. Don't miss that. Welcome back again to Scarborough. You arrive just at the perfect time, because Lancashire are about to set off on that task. The first ball of their innings to be bowled by Arnie Sidebottom to Gian Mendes. Well, this year's Yorkshire beneficiary had a great day at Headingley yesterday, a spell after lunch that ripped the heart out of the Lancashire batting. What can he do after his Scarborough tea here? I've been joined by Paul Allott. I should think your teammates are reasonably pleased with the way that innings developed after the opening partnership.
Yeah, we are. I mean, at Yorkshire 100 for 1 after 20 overs, and I thought we were going to be staring a total of about 250, maybe even 270 in the face, and the bowlers have come back very well and restricted them to 208.
Well, Graham Fowler got naught at Headingley yesterday. He was very quickly ripped out by Peter Hartley. So he'll want to just have a look here.
Or alternatively, he'll want to hit his second ball for 4.
Play each ball on its merits. It's always the philosophy that 8 for 3. They were 72 for 3 after 20 overs to Yorkshire's 100 for 1. Well, this time he has not hit it as well, and Mike Watkinson perishes in the deep. And Yorkshire move a step closer to victory over their old rivals. Ashley Metcalf, having been beaten by Watkinson just a couple of balls before. Well, Jeff, you were strong in your criticism of Metcalf giving it away. What do you feel about Watkinson there?
Well, it's quite extraordinary batting, is that? I mean, there's 60 yards between deep long off who caught it and long on. He could have hit it straight, yet he wants to get inside the line of the ball and hit it out to the offside. He's done it once and got away with it. Luckily, he's hit it just over the man for 6. You've got to be an extraordinary player with a lot of good fortune to get away with that all the time. You see him just come down the wicket there, a little bit to leg, and he hits it as it turns inside out. He's hitting it straight at the man. He's actually got to hit it for 6, or he's bound to be out. Now, that's a hell of a risk. And he could have placed the ball 20 yards either side of that fielder. He's bound to hole out sooner or later, unless he's a Gary Sobers, a world-class player, or a Viv Richards.
So Lancashire have their captain at the wicket, David Hughes, but not facing the batsman crossed.
And he just can't do what you want him to.
I'm going to try and get one here. Sidebottom, he's a footballer, but unfortunately it's a year or 2 since he played for Manchester United, as we saw there. Well, he beat the goalkeeper. Unfortunately for Yorkshire, he missed the target as well.
Oh, Arnie, you're not quite Georgie Best.
certainly isn't. Well, let's have a look. It's right in the block hole from Andy Hayhurst. Arnie's following up, but the footwork not quite as nimble or as accurate as it used to be.
He's played a little cameo innings, which he does occasionally, but as I've said before, not as often as he ought to, and probably he might do as the years come and go and he gets a bit maturer and a bit more experience. He probably will play more innings.
Oh, could be a run out here if he hits. Well, he would have been out. And Andy Hayhurst was probably well advised to send him back, really. There's no panic, really, when it's a runner ball.
There's no panic at all here. I mean, basically, they've done the hard work. So why he sets off for a suicidal run straight at the fielder, one of our best fielders as well. I mean, you could see he's not even bothered to run his batting. He would have been out.
Well, Wasim has scored 29 off 18 balls, including 4 boundaries. But it is amazing, Jeff, how players do tend to panic in a situation like this. They don't really think about it.
Well, you see, they've done the hard work now. They want 16 more runs off 18 balls. It's less than a run a ball. And I've been impressed by Hayhurst's contribution, this young man. He's played very sensibly, taking singles, pushing the ball for ones, giving the striker, Akram, who's the better striker of the ball, most of the bowling.
And he's placed that nicely too. He pushed that into the gap. He's got 2. Now. Down now. Wasim is taken. Brilliant catch by David Bairstow. And Peter Hartley gets his reward. David Bairstow, wonderful character and tremendous effort.
Yes, Wasim Akram is coming down there. He's going to set off to come down the wicket, and Hartley sees him, so knocks it in short. And he just fends at it like a tail ender, just fends out there, way away from his body. And it just nicks to David Bairstow. Well, I mean, it looks a spectacular catch, but he's caught plenty like that very easily, as David Bairstow.
Well, he has, but isn't it ironic? We were just saying that maybe it was just tipping Lancashire's away, and now that's brought Yorkshire right back into it with a new batsman having to come in.
Well, you'd like to be Lancashire at the moment, you would indeed. I mean, you think once you get below a runner ball at the death on a very good pitch this is, you think, well, you've got to play badly to lose it. And they did the hard work. The hard work was getting it down from 7.8, 7.9 and over, down to a runner ball at 6. That was the hard work. And I thought these 2 batsmen, more than anybody, played best. Wasim Akram played his shots, good, firm, crisp strikes at the ball. And this young man who's batting now, Hayhurst, I thought he's done remarkably well. He's scored off every ball but one that he's received. That's good one-day cricket, is that?
He's been joined, as Andy Hayhurst there, by Ian Austin. Ian Austin playing in the side only because of Paul Allett's injury. Shot along the ground a little bit. Didn't quite get up as much as most of the deliveries have done today. Oh, dearie me, the first rash shot he's played, and he's paid the penalty. Clean bowled.
Quite unbelievable and extraordinary. I can play a shot like that needing a runner ball. I mean, you know, they get into positions to win the game and then they almost throw it back to the other side and make it hard for themselves.
He's just destroyed all the good work he's done. Well, he's made 20 runs all the same, but seems to just maybe keep a little bit low, but he really was flinging the bat.
Oh, I think that's a normal length delivery. I mean, if he sees that, he gets a photograph of that, just a hoik to leg, but he's never even attempted anything like that for the balls he's received. He's just pushed it along nicely, a couple of lovely shots.
So we have Jack Simmons coming well. He's played in a few tense matches as Jack. He's held a brilliant catch today, but he's got a bit of work to do now to take Lancashire to the 4 points. Oh, bit of hesitancy, and he's in trouble, but he missed. So they've scrambled one. Well, I don't think Jack Simmons will want to run too many quick singles. Really would be stupid to get run out now.
Well, this is the difficulty for them, you see. I mean, Jack's getting on a bit. I mean, the batting doesn't get better as you get into your 40s. It gets a little less, you see, as well as you get a little less nippy.
with all due respect, Jack's never been the nippiest performer, but well, they seem to conjure up these sort of finishes at Scarborough. I'm not saying that they just specialise in them, but we had a cracking finish last year. We've got another one here now. Side bottom to Austin, and he's got that one away on the leg side, and it's beaten both fielders, 4 runs. So for the moment he's a hero in the Lancashire dressing room. And he's got him away again, and there'll be 2, if not 4 here. Fletcher's herring after it, but it's going to beat him all the way. So Ian Austin looks like being the hero of the hour for Lancashire here. Brought into the side today in place of Paul Allett, 2 consecutive boundaries.
I don't think that was... Phil Carrick went to talk to Arnie Sidebottom 2 balls ago, and Arnie's bowled 2 length balls to a tail-end batsman at this stage, and I don't think whatever was said by the captain or the bowler, that's right. I think he should have bowled Yorkers right in the block hole, with maybe even long off and long on back, and then at most, if they'd have hit it well, they'd have only got 1 run. If they got either of the Yorkers in there, they couldn't have scored off it at all. By bowling length balls, you might get a wicket, but you give him a chance to hit 4s.
And that looks like it. Ian Austin has hit side bottom straight, and there are going to be 2 runs here, and that's it. And Lancashire have won the contest with an over to spare. And Ian Austin, who was brought into the side, as I say today, has turned out to be the match winner.
Yes, the 3 last balls you see were length balls. They've gone for 4 on leg side, 4 through the covers, and 2 straight. I can't believe that an experienced, mature bowler, if he tried to bowl 3 Yorkers at that stage against a tail-ender, wouldn't get 2 out of the 3 in the block hole. And I don't think he'd have got anything like 10 runs.
It's a shame for Yorkshire, because it's virtually ended their chances in the Refuge Assurance Championship in the league now.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Whatever was said between the captain and bowler there, I think they made a bit of a mess of it. They got the thinking wrong.
Well, it's a valuable victory for Lancashire, no doubt about that. And it puts them in with a good chance of reaching the playoffs. But for Yorkshire, who got off to a good start, it's turned out to be a defeat in the end. Lancashire 209 for 8. And the contributions there of Neil Fairbrother, 46, David Hughes, 34, Wasim Akram, 29, and Andy Hayhurst, 20. Certainly were a couple of late flutters, though. But then those 3 lusty blows from Ian Austin, 2 boundaries and a straight-driven 2, all off Arnold Sidebottom, have carried Lancashire to a valuable 2-wicket victory here and taken them above Yorkshire in the league table. And so it's going to be the Lancashire dressing room where the celebrations will be going on, as indeed they were last season, and hopefully we'll be able to join those celebrations in just a few moments or 2.
He was actually in the side anyway, but I'm delighted for him, because he's just coming onto the scene at first-class cricket and doing well now.
And it was a good day for the spinner as well. 4 wickets.
The ground at times is not big enough here, but I quite enjoy bowling here. Yeah, it's nice to get 4 wickets, but I've sort of been the winner of no wickets.
How does that leave Yorkshire now? David, obviously a step closer, chasing Middlesex.
Well, we've still got Gloucester to play and Middlesex in Somerset. So if we win those 3, we could just still get into the top 4. It's going to be hard work for us now, because Middlesex and Gloucester up at the top. But it's a funny game, is Sunday League. You can win games from nowhere and lose games from nowhere. So let's hope we manage to win the 3 from nowhere.
A funny game, and today a very, very enjoyable one. Thanks very much indeed, lads.
Pleasure.
Well, and a last word from Jeff Boycott on that. It is a funny game, and Scarborough always seems to produce exciting matches.
Well, I think it was a good, entertaining, enjoyable game for the crowd and for, I think, the viewers. I mean, both sides would have expected to score 240 runs probably, but they haven't. They've only got about 200, and they've faltered chasing the runs. There have been some good performances. I thought Phil Carrick bowled well, and I thought Wasim Akram's hitting towards the end was very good. So I've enjoyed it watching. I hope everybody else has.
Sure they have. Thank you very much indeed, Jeff. So the news here from Scarborough: Lancashire have beaten Yorkshire by 2 wickets. As we say, a very good night to you from Scarborough. Good night.